So today we're going to talk about our experience as a TEFL teacher and kind of how we became TEFL teachers. So my first question is, what led you to become a TEFL teacher?
That is a good question. So I started studying back in 2010, and I never thought that I would become a teacher. But this great job landed on my lap. So I was asked to teach A-level psychology in class, which I absolutely loved. I didn't think that I would like it, but it actually turned out to be this amazing experience. I also then taught forensics, and I was a tutor for forensics, and I also absolutely enjoyed that. But I really wanted to travel and see the world and also earn money at the same time. But I wasn't really sure how I could do that. So my one cousin was teaching in Vietnam at that stage, and she gave me a whole bunch of information about TEFL and what that means. But to be honest, I wasn't quite sure. I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But I did a lot more research. And then my boyfriend and I decided to then do the TEFL qualification. We then became certified, and we applied online to various schools overseas. And we were lucky enough to actually get into Italy, which was so cool.
Wow.
So my boyfriend, it was amazing. So my boyfriend taught in class English, and then I found online teaching. And ever since then, I've been an online teacher, and I've loved every single moment. What about yourself?
Well, that's definitely way different to my experience. So I've always been in education. When I was doing my degree, it was a degree in education, early childhood development. And when I studied, I was working part-time in a public school. So I've always kind of been involved in education, but I didn't enjoy the public school setting. I've always been drawn to the one-on-one teaching. And to be honest, I didn't even know online teaching was a thing when I started. I was always kind of set on working in schools, and I kind of jumped through, I went from public school and then I started working with special needs children, which I absolutely loved, and started doing some courses in that. And the whole online teaching TEFL thing kind of found me. I heard about it just, by a friend mentioning it. And I thought at that time I was kind of working part-time, so I had more time to kind of spend, doing some other things as well. So I thought I might as well just do it. So when I started working for my company, I didn't need a TEFL. So I just kind of applied and started working as an online teacher, just part-time mostly, kind of doing a couple of lessons here and there. And eventually the law changed and I needed to get a TEFL. So I didn't have that much time, so I kind of just chose the only one that I thought was like fine, to get me the certification. And to be honest, it was a terrible one. It didn't really, I feel like it didn't prepare me at all. So that's kind of how I got into it. It was by chance, and it was just something I tried. I didn't think that it would become my full-time job in the end.
Yeah.
But I love it so much, that one-on-one teaching, that flexibility. Obviously there's like some negatives. I wouldn't say negatives, but there's like hard things that come along with it. It's not just easy. And yeah, so that's kind of how I got into that side of like online teaching. My next question would be, what did you feel, or how did you feel about the training you got from the TEFL and your experience going through training to become an online teacher?
Okay, so I got my TEFL online. So basically I got all the information online, and it was actually quite easy to finish each of the modules. But to be honest, after I finished the TEFL course, I felt like I didn't really learn that much. I don't know if it's just
Same.
because I just rushed it, or I just really wanted to finish it. Um, but I must say that as I went with the online school that I'm currently with, I actually then realized, okay, I'm actually going to learn a lot more through the company than with my TEFL qualification that I got at that stage. I would like to redo it and, apply those different techniques into my teaching. But I definitely think that, even if it doesn't make sense at that stage, when you find that perfect school for you, it will then all just gel and make sense, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
just,
I feel the same. I feel the same.
yeah,
When I got my TEFL, it was totally a rush thing because I needed to get it at a certain date. So I didn't have like the full time to do it, and I just wanted the qualification. So I'm in the same boat. I would totally like to redo it, with like a proper good TEFL course, just so that I can, like you said, apply all those things you learned through it. And it would probably make a lot more sense now that we've kind of worked in the industry.
yes, true.
And I feel the training I went through with my company was so great. I felt really prepared at the end of it. It was so stressful. I mean, yeah, as anything new, you kind of really stressed. And my first like live lesson was so stressful. But as you go, you learn, and it becomes easier and easier, And now, after teaching a couple of years online, getting new students, it's actually exciting rather than like stressful,
Yes,
and you feel anxious, and you've kind
I
of
agree.
learned,
Yeah.
yeah, you've kind of learned as you go through the whole process. So I felt prepared after my company training, but after my TEFL course, no.
Exactly. I
Definitely
was
not.
thinking, how on earth am I actually going to do this?
Yeah,
Like this, like I just can't envision myself doing this.
definitely.
Yeah, but like you said, after the, actual school training, online school training, I actually felt a lot more prepared, and I was like, okay, I can do this now.
Mhm.
I've got this. So
Definitely.
yes, it was a completely different thing.
Yeah. And is there anything that you would change or do differently, from your TEFL to actually working online?
To be honest, I would not change a single thing, because I wouldn't be where I am today. I found an amazing place where I'm working, and I've been with this company for 3 years now. So no, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change a thing. And I've absolutely loved my journey so far. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I think what's kind of got me here has some of it has been easy and some of it has been very challenging. I've had to make like difficult decisions, but in the end, I'm extremely happy where I am. I love my job. I love the people I work with, and you kind of get to do it in the comfort of your own home. So I would not change a thing. The only thing I would possibly change was just the TEFL I did. I just
Yeah.
felt like it was kind of, for me personally, it was a little bit of a waste of money in the end, but I needed the certification. But in terms of feeling prepared and that kind of thing, it didn't really help me that much. So
Yeah.
I would have chosen to do a better course, but at the same time, I've kind of landed up here with that course, so that's great too. And then my
Exactly.
last question is, what advice would you give a teacher that might look at switching to online, or anybody that wants to start teaching online? Doesn't have to be a teacher in their profession.
I think what I've learned a lot is that even if something doesn't work in one, class, and you might feel very defeated and very, let down, always pick yourself up and always be willing to adapt in any type of circumstance. Because it's not your fault, you are still learning. And even I'm still learning after all of this time. So
Yeah.
always be willing to adapt, And don't be afraid to be a child in the class. Really, don't be afraid to have fun and, go back to being a little kid again. Like, that's what I love. And that's my number one advice. And
Yeah,
yourself?
that's great. Um, Firstly, if you are wanting to be an online teacher, I would really recommend doing some research and kind of investing in a really good TEFL course.
Yes.
This is
Point.
just gonna help you with the whole starting process and kind of give you a feel of, English second language teaching and what comes with that. And then secondly, I would say do research as well on the kind of company you want to work for, because there are many, but not every company is going to kind of suit what you are looking for. And then my third piece of advice would be to be patient. When I started, when I started teaching online, it was a slow process. I had one student there, then a week would go by and I had no bookings, and then I'd have 3 students. So it takes time to kind of build your reputation.
Yeah.
But if you're patient and keep working at it and, trying new things in the classroom with your students and making sure you meet their needs, it'll work for you. So it's just all about kind of what suits you and your needs, and then kind of just being patient and, trying your best every day, and it will work out for you.
Ah, fantastic advice.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that before.
Yeah. So please feel free to share your experiences in the comment box down below. We'd love to hear them. This can be very helpful for new teachers or teachers looking to make the switch to online. So please share your ideas and experiences. We'd love to hear them. So thank you so much for watching our video today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.